Our next tutorial on the DFR resources page is our cheat sheets, which is the main bread and butter here of our resources on the Daily Fantasy Ranking website. I've got Hef here to break down our cheat sheets and how they can be very, very useful for our free resources here on the DFR website for your DFS lineups. Hef, talk me through our cheat sheets.
Okay, so anyone who's familiar with our other resources, NBA, Big Bash, AFLW, they'd be very familiar with the cheat sheets. This is where all the magic happens when we're looking to build lineups for the upcoming matches and slates. Basically, we're trying to fit as much information on the one page as possible for you to have a quick reference when you're trying to find a couple extra players to plug into your lineups, or sort of suss out who's at a good price or who's in good recent form. So yeah, a lot of this page is self-explanatory, but we'll run through it quickly just to point out all the features for everyone.
All right, so obviously we've got the round one cheat sheet here for the first game, which is Richmond and Carlton. Obviously, with teams not out for the rest of the matchups, you'll find that their cheat sheets will be progressively updated throughout the week, and especially when teams drop on, say, a Wednesday or a Thursday night, depending on the round setup. The guys at DFR will constantly update these cheat sheets. Obviously, this particular matchup here, Carlton-Richmond, your default here is done by projections. You can click here the value, obviously to sort by value. So what is value if I click on that particular button there?
So the value is a number, which is the projection divided by the salary in thousands. So you see there Patrick Cripps has got a 6.6 value. So that's for every $1,000 of salary, we're expecting him to get 6.6 points. And that just gives us a figure to compare him with some of the cheaper guys. You go down there and Trent Conchin, you see, is in green. On our 96 projection, that gives him a value of 7.7 points per $1,000 of salary. So that's a quick way to try and see who's probably priced a bit lower than maybe they should be. And obviously you can sort in terms of value or by the raw projection figure.
All right, so I've just clicked on the value sort. So this also will give us from highest value down to lowest. You'll see here there are three players that don't actually have any previous history. So how do I take the value here, considering they're the top three players that are valued at the moment?
Yeah, so obviously there's a bit of guesswork going on with these guys when they if they're new to the AFL or if they haven't played a long time. For Solo, we've got a bit of historical data from a couple of years ago when he was at Collingwood. For players like Gibbons and Bolter, the guys running the projections will be looking at VFL scores. For some of the younger guys, they'll look at under 18 scores and try and come up with a figure that way. It's just a guide as well as it could be, but it sort of gives us a number to work around.
Now, you also see at the top bar here, we've got the positions broken down. So obviously these will be very handy for large slates on a Saturday or a Sunday, where if you're looking at a particular ruck on a Saturday, you'll be able to click on rucks here. And then obviously it just brings up the particular rucks for that particular matchup. Also talk us through the side on the bar here. It's called all matchups. We've got a top 10 here ranking in a bottom 10. Tell me about this particular data here.
Yes, that's a good reference when we're trying to find players that are really well suited, or alternatively ones we want to avoid. If you look there at the all matchups, the data is telling us that forwards versus the Gold Coast average 7 points higher than their usual average. Centres against Gold Coast, obviously a really good matchup too. Even the backs further down the list against Gold Coast. So we're really looking to target players playing the Gold Coast. It's easier for them to outperform their salaries. And as you scroll down there, yeah, we go into the specific positions and you can get a quick guide there on who we want to be playing against and who we want to avoid playing. So that's a good reference. And we also have this matchup column in the main table, which is a really good quick reference. Number 1 being a good matchup all the way down through 18 being a matchup you want to avoid.
Now, what also is good as great with this cheat sheet is that we also have links to our other resources on the particular page, including first gamers, points against, scores against, ruck analysis, which is brand new for this year. player
Yeah,
out, player correlation, and taggers. So it's all on one convenient kind of site where you can actually click through and link into our other resources.
exactly. So if you're trying to get some teams in with not much time, it's a good way to pick your players nice and quickly. Or if you've got a bit more time to delve into the data and try and unearth something, you can start with the cheat sheet and click through to all these other sections on the website. And yeah, there's plenty of different angles you can find to try and find that player who's going to put you over the edge.
All right, thanks, Hef. Thanks for talking us through the cheat sheets. And if there's any questions or queries, hit us up here on the DFR website. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel for all of our videos, and make sure you catch our daily DFS Down Under show on every week with us. Thanks, Hef.
Thanks, mate. See ya.
Thank you.